Hey, Yarina, with this lawsuit, Minnesota becomes the fourth state to take on big oil for climate change, essentially saying that these companies and their industry group, API, broke the state's consumer protection laws by not warning consumers about the dangers of those products to the environment.
Our lawsuit shows, and we will prove, that they knew as early as the 1950s that carbon dioxide from fossil fuels was dramatically heating up the environment.
The Attorney General's lawsuit doesn't say these companies' products don't work. That's plain to see on the highways. What he's saying is they engaged in campaigns to deliberately deny the link to climate change when they knew there was one, citing an Exxon internal industry memo from 40 years ago linking fossil fuel consumption to global warming.
Dated October 19th, 1979. 79.
The lawsuit seeks an undetermined amount of restitution, that companies be required to disgorge their profits, disclose their research on climate change, and pay for an education campaign.
The alleged actions of these defendants are ripped straight from the playbook of the tobacco industry. It's from that vantage point that I am confident that this case is legally sound.
Paul Alfonso of the American Petroleum Institute weighed in with this response. The record of the past 2 decades demonstrates that the industry has achieved its goal of providing affordable, reliable American energy to U.S. consumers while substantially reducing emissions and our environmental footprint. Any suggestion to the contrary is false. We also heard late today from Koch Industries, which operates the Pine Bend refinery in the Twin Cities, and the statement read in part, since 2010, Flint Hills Resources has invested nearly $1.7 billion in upgrades and improvements that have helped the refinery continue to lower emissions while producing more of the products people need and use every day. Several environmental groups weighed in support of this lawsuit. They also say that it pays special attention to the fact that people of color and Black Minnesotans are disproportionately harmed by the health effects of climate change. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, John.